This is the two Erics, and this is our review on Ready Player One. We purposely haven't talked about it, saving it for our review video. So this is my first time hearing. What did you think?
Well, just before we get into it, I know we have two totally different opinions because he read the book to it, and I had no idea what it was about. I only watched the first trailer they ever showed, and nothing else. I didn't follow up any of the plot or what the story is. I just kind of went in blind, and you pretty much knew exactly what it was about. So we had two totally different.
That's kind of why I wanted to wait to talk about this movie for the video. Because I read the book, I had a totally different experience than he had not having read the book. That's why I want you to go first.
For me, I thought it was a super fun movie. It was such a cool, fun movie. It kept momentum going most of majority of the time, and you were just kind of in a constant state of action. It was just always something happening. It was fun. It was a really cool movie. I would be down to see it multiple times. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how did you walk out feeling?
Ah, man. I say a solid 8 or 9.
Okay.
Up there. I liked it a lot. It was such a cool movie. It has so many references from characters and just different things and movies. There was are we doing spoilers or no?
Yeah, total spoilers.
Okay.
We always talk spoilers. So why change
the whole second challenge being The Shining, and the challenger they had to what did they have to do? Oh, get through all the maze and everything, right? That was great. That was funny. Oh man, what else? There was so many references. I don't even know where to begin with that. It was really cool. It was well done. It wasn't too much happening at once. Now there's this and this and this, and it was kind of all it wasn't overwhelming. It was perfectly filtered. I think it was perfectly done. It was the right amount. The right amount of the different characters.
Okay, for me, on a scale from 1 to 10, I walked out feeling 5 or 6.
Really?
I was super disappointed.
What?
I was disappointed because I had read the book. I read the book. I knew the story. I knew it. I had an expectation because I read the book, and seeing what they did in the movie in contrast to what happens in the book, honestly, very, very small amounts of the book stayed in the movie.
Wow.
The movie was completely different from the book.
Wow. Honestly didn't expect that. You seem so happy when we walked out.
Well, because I was excited to talk about it.
You were thinking about it. Yeah.
I was excited to talk about it.
Really?
If you read the book and you watch Ready Player One, you're probably going to be disappointed because they don't do the book justice.
But that's with any movie adaptation from a book.
But they fucking changed a lot. They changed so much, and they changed shit that had really good build-up. The way the characters met, the way they met outside of the Oasis.
How did they meet in the book?
In the book, they all met through their challenges.
Yeah.
And Z, he discovered the first key. Okay, the story in the book was he stays on that first level, which is the school level. He was in the Oasis for school.
Yeah.
He was taking his classes there. His rig and everything was government issued for school and stuff. And his friends that he met through the Oasis, they were like H. Yeah. H was a badass gamer, so he had money. So when he would travel off their planet that the school was on, I can't remember the name of it right now.
Yeah, but it was totally different.
Or something.
Yeah.
So he would go travel, and he would game on different planets.
Yeah.
And Z was Z was well, fuck, I'm broke. I can't do any. I can't experience what you guys experience because I'm broke as shit.
Yeah.
And Artemis.
Parzival, right? That was his name?
Parzival.
Yeah,
they call him Z.
Yeah.
And Artemis, she had a blog that he read religiously. He was a big fan of hers.
She was
she had her own channel.
Book too.
She had her own channel.
Like a streamer, yeah.
Yeah, so she had a following and he was a big fan of hers, right? So he was that's what he did. He just basically hung out. And he studied Holloway on the school planet, because what else could he really do? He couldn't really do shit.
Yeah,
he'd find these little animals and kill them just to try to build up. He was he worked his way up to level 3, which was jack shit because he couldn't do anything on there. But doing studying and researching on Holiday, he realized Holiday. I'm saying that wrong. Holloway. Anyways,
how do you
doing research and everything. He actually came to this discovery that the copper key was on the planet he was on that school planet. So everybody was exploring the Oasis outside of this shitty little level that he's stuck on. And when he figured it out, he's like, "Holy shit, this is the copper key! Like, you know, I know where it's at." And he goes to look for it, and he fucking finds it, and that's how he becomes the very first gamer on the scoreboard. And then people
Holiday.
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 I said holiday.
Oh,
Holiday.
same thing. Yeah.
So
The people-
once he found the copper key on the school's planet, that's when people were like, "Holy shit! Like this little piece of shit planet is where the copper key was at? What the
Yeah.
fuck?"
So
then-
nothing like the movie.
Nothing like the movie. So then Artemis,
Yeah.
she goes. Well, Artemis had discovered that first, but the game that he had to play in that level was a game that he played with H all the time, which he was
Yeah.
good at.
So
Artemis wasn't
Yeah.
good at, and it was like an old arcade game. I can't remember the name of the
Yeah.
game, but there was an old arcade game that she had to play to beat to get the copper key, and she had discovered it like I think 2 weeks before Z found it. So when he went in there, he actually won on his very first try because he was good at that game. He won, he gets the copper key,
Yeah.
and on his way out, he runs into Artemis, and he's like, oh, he gets like all starstruck, like, oh shit, like you're Artemis, you know?
yeah.
He's like, she's like, how do you know about this place? Like, how do you find this place? She's like, oh, like I just put two and two together. They talk their theories, and that's where they first start hitting it off. Like, holy shit, like we think alike.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, so I see you didn't pass either. He's like, yeah, like I didn't, couldn't figure it out either. This and that.
So
So he bullshits her saying like he couldn't do it.
Yeah, basically, the book's totally different story than well, not totally different
Yeah.
story, but totally different.
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
a total different experience.
Okay.
The way they get their keys is it's awesome. It's really cool the way they do it in the book. Like it's fucking like I'm not a reader. I am not a reader. I don't read books.
Yeah,
And
you don't. Yeah.
I'm not a reader. So I read it because I promised a friend of mine I'd read it before I watched the movie, which now I'm kind of pissed about because I feel like it ruined my experience with the movie.
I love the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I
great.
feel like
Yeah.
I kind of shit on my experience now. Like, why
Yeah.
the fuck did I promise to read this book? But I read
Yeah.
the book, and I'm not a reader, like I said, and I loved it. I knocked the book out because I got so into it that I didn't want to stop reading. It felt like my movie. I was like, oh shit, like oh what the fuck, like what's going on?
Yeah.
And like oh my god, like characters die in the book that don't die in the movie. So when they died in the book, it was impactful. It was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, it got pretty dark. And then in the movie, I'm waiting for that. Like, oh, shit, oh, shit,
Who
oh,
died?
shit.
Who dies in the book?
One of the Japanese dudes.
Oh, really?
Daiso.
Dido?
Dido.
Dido?
Yeah, Daiso's a story.
Oh,
right?
So Dido. Yeah, Daiso's a story.
Okay, this is the way...
Dido dies?
In the book, this is how he dies.
Yeah.
At this point, I believe they're already... Okay, so the high five is a thing.
Yeah.
It's Z,
H.
Artemis, and they keep going back and
Yeah.
forth depending on who's like outdoing who. H, and then...
Dido and what was the kid's name? Something with the sheet.
Shiodo?
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
like that. So, anyways, they were the high five,
Show.
right?
It was a show.
Show. They were the high five.
Yeah.
But the bad guy. Now I'm brain farting on everybody's name.
I got IMDb. Hold on. Sorrento.
Sorrento. In the book, he really does run IOI, and he's trying to get everybody. And
So that is actually from the book. He's trying to win the challenge. Yeah.
In the book, the rivalry between the Gunters and the Sixers it's huge. It's like a gang war almost.
Really,
like
yeah.
if they're in a game and they just come across Sixers, kill them, kill Sixers because fuck them because they're trying to ruin the Oasis.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's pretty
gamers,
cool, yeah.
the Gunters were in the book. They're united, so you kill a Sixer on sight.
Yeah.
Anybody comes across a Sixer, you kill his ass because of what he's a part of. He's a part of this corporate bullshit scheme
Yeah.
to take the Oasis, make it corporate, take it away from the gamers. So the gamers are like, you see a Sixer, you better kill that motherfucker. Like that's
Yeah.
how it is. They don't even touch that in this movie.
Yeah.
They don't touch that
I wouldn't have thought that at all. Yeah.
So that was disappointed in that too because like, where's the rivalry? Like that builds up a lot of
Yeah.
turmoil, you know?
Well, that wasn't until the end when they're fighting, but like that was because of Z's speech.
Yeah.
More so than a like actual game, like a rival.
Oh, see, but in the book, like, it's movie, like, fuck yeah, you get all pumped, you know.
Yeah.
But, what was
Dido.
Dido.
Dido. Right?
we just,
I swore.
Googled it,
I
too.
swore. Yeah. Dido. I was right.
So, anyways, Dido in the book. Okay, so this is how he dies. In the book,
That
Sorrento.
Guy, yeah.
Sorrento.
I'm not gonna remember. I don't know. Yeah. Sorrento.
So the villain. We'll just call him the villain. The villain of the movie.
Director Krennic.
Okay. Anyways, so the Sorrento in the movie, he really does blow up the stacks. He really does do that, and he kills his aunt and all the people and all that. But like how the stacks are all on top of each other. The only thing that Z was sad about was this old lady that lived there that was super nice to him. She would feed him.
Yeah.
And there was nights where he had like nowhere to sleep, and she would let him sleep there. In the book, he lives with his aunt, but his space where he lives is right between the wall and the washer. Like they don't want to see his ass. Like, don't be in the fucking way. They treat him like shit in the book.
Yeah.
They treat him like shit.
Well, they treat him like shit in the movie too.
But like I'm saying, in the book, when
but it's worse. It's worse in the book. Yeah.
Yeah, like they really build up like how much she's unhappy.
So
when they blow
you still
up the
haven't
stacks,
talked about how
I know I'm building up.
Yeah.
When they blow up the stacks, he's only sad about the old lady. Doesn't give a fuck about his aunt. But he realized, oh shit, they're looking for us, So he really does warn them in real life, like, dude, like, I know we don't know each other in real life, but you guys need to get the fuck out because they're coming after you. Like,
yeah.
And the way they get Dido is in the middle of a fucking war, in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
They go into his real life apartment. They pull him out of his chair and they throw him off a balcony.
What?
And they kill his ass. And like in Japan.
Holy shit.
So they kill it. They kill him hardcore.
That's pretty dark, yeah.
Yeah. So and then he just comes off the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And then show.
Yeah.
Show.
Was that actually like?
There's
no like.
They made it look like they're brothers.
Yeah.
And in the book too, when they're in the Oasis, their
They look like
avatars
they're
they act
partners,
like they're brothers, but in the real world they
They're
didn't
just
know
so-
each other.
yeah.
Yeah, like they weren't really they didn't really know each other, and they were trying to become friends. But Dad was like, no, like I don't want to be your fucking friend. Like
Anyway,
this and that.
yeah.
Anyways, so he died. So in the movie, I'm like waiting for it. Like, oh shit, like what's he gonna? So then there's a scene.
See, that makes sense when he's like sitting down right there.
when he's hesitating to jump in.
Yeah.
And then he jumps, and then he does die, but his avatar dies. So he doesn't die in the real world.
Yeah.
So I was like, like to me, I was like, fuck. That's like, I kind of was disappointed.
He was
in
killed
that.
in the game, and he wasn't killed in real life. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of disappointing. Also, to the story with Artemis going inside the IOI and being amongst the inside.
That
the
was all
corporation.
added too. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
In the book, Z's the one that goes through that.
Oh, really?
Z is the one. Okay. At this
It's
point,
totally different then. Yeah.
At this point in the book, at this point, it's closer to the end where Artemis, Z, H, and Show, they all have the 3 keys.
Yeah.
They all have the 3 keys, but they do have the force field around Halliday's castle. So they're like, fuck, how
So it's the other way around.
Yeah, so they're like,
they have to get in.
How can we get inside there,
Yeah.
And then Z in the book, he goes, all right, just trust me. I'm going to do something. I'm going to disappear for a while, but just trust me. And what he does is at this point he's rich because he's got money from promotions and advertising. Like, he makes deals that makes him a lot of money. So at this point,
So nothing
he's
like
got
the
money.
movie.
So what he does in the book, what he does is he makes himself a fake name, and he makes that dude in debt. So they come to collect all their shit, and they're saying like, all right, well, you owe us money, so you're gonna come work for us until you work your debt off, which is like gonna be like never.
Yeah.
So he goes inside, and at this point, and in his apartment, it's like Matrix style. He shaves off all his hair, shaves off everything. He's got this mean ass rig where he's just like in the suit. Dude, Max Headroom was in the book too, where he didn't even come out at all.
Yeah.
So, anyways, when they come, they repo all his shit and they put him to work in the offices, right? And he had a cubicle too, and he was customer service. But at night, like he'd go to sleep in this little chamber, and he'd watch like this bullshit show because he had like this little screen where he'd just pretend to watch a show, but he would like be doing shit off to the side, like trying to hack into shit because he had bought these codes in the Oasis on the black market to how to hack into them. So what he did, he hacked them from the inside, and he realized he found all this information that they had on the high five. He found that footage. Come on, focus. He found that footage that they recorded them throwing Dido off the building.
Yeah.
They had that recorded.
Okay, so he found
that. So he's just downloading all this shit. He's just stealing all this data that he's gonna blackmail them with. And he tells them like, dude, like he didn't know who Artemis was at this point or anybody,
Yeah.
H, they didn't have anything on H.
Yeah.
So he was like, I still don't know who H is. But he tried to warn everybody who did find him, like, dude, they know your name, they know where you live, they have pictures of you guys. Like, you got to get the hell out of here. You protect your family. So that's how what they do in the book. And so what he does, what his plan in the book was, he set up a program that's going to pay off his debt in 2 weeks, and that releases him. right? He's like, all right, so I got like and he was in there for like 8 days, I want to say.
So he does.
So he does that.
yeah.
So he goes like he infiltrates him. To like, all right, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take the shield
So
down from the
it's-
inside. Hold on, let me finish. He's gonna take the shield down from the inside, right?
Yeah.
And what happens was, once he finds his data, they're gonna kill Artemis and show tomorrow. Like right now, it's like 11, 12 a.m. This is gonna go out like at 6 a.m. So he's like,
Yeah.
I gotta escape like right the fuck now.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, my plan is gonna go to shit. Like I gotta find a different way to get out. So he
Yeah.
does. I won't, I say too much, but he finds a way to get out. And another thing that they don't do in the movie that's sort of a bummer is Og plays a huge role in the book.
The curator, right?
Yeah, well, he's not
Yeah.
a curator in the book. In the book, he's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Like they even call him the Wizard of Og. Like when they're in the club,
Oh.
he was the DJ. That was his club, and he invited certain people there.
Yeah.
So when they do get attacked, he's like a god. He just stops everything, and he makes them like he kills all of the Sixers like
Oh,
in
really?
a second.
That's
yeah, he's
cool,
like Thanos with the gauntlet. Everyone's just dead. He's like a god,
Yeah.
So, but in the real world, once they are trying
Do
to
they
kill,
know it's Og or no?
well, he tells them like, hey, you know what? If you guys are on the run, I found all of you guys. I found all of you guys. I'm gonna bring you guys somewhere safe, so you guys can try to win the
Yeah.
fucking the game, and I'll keep you safe at my house. So I already sent a private jet for you guys. I already sent go to this airport, go to that airport.
Yeah.
The only ones that were driving to an airport was H and Z, which they hadn't met in real life yet. So, and at this time he's still thinking that they're both guys. So, but the reason they didn't have any info on H is because H did live in an RV. So he
Yeah.
just constantly was traveling from place to place. So they couldn't track him.
Was it a he in the book or not?
Well, in the real world, it ended up being a black
Like
girl.
a she, yeah.
But she was a lesbian.
Oh, okay.
So she was like a gay black chick. And Z, when he first meet, she was like, yeah. And she says something like, yeah, you weren't expecting a fat black chick, right? Or something like that. And then like he's like, nah. It's like they started talking, and it was like instantly comfortable again. Like he gives her a hug. He's
So
like,
you
"Nah," like,
so
give her
you
a
knew
hug.
that too in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
See, but they built up.
Was
They built up all these reveals.
Was show a kid too?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, but
So
all these
the
reveals,
are, like,
they were
towards-
built
yeah.
up super cool. So
Yeah.
when you finally get to know, like, oh shit, like
I get you because
Like,
in the movie it was very sudden.
it was like quick.
Yeah.
Everything happened so fast.
Yeah.
Like then, like, because in the movie, Artemis goes and she just saves him. Like takes him out of his apartment and like out of his bus, and saves him. You know what I mean? Like it was like I was like, what? Like how did you know what I mean? Like what? And then he even explain how she had
What
his
do you
info.
mean? With the bus.
Remember with that dude with the face tattoos? He does the thing with the napkin. And they kidnap Z.
Oh, that's because he told her his name, and she managed to get his information.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
but
like-
she knew everyone else because she contacted H and them to save him when she got
yeah,
caught.
that's what I'm saying. Though,
So
but
she knew them before he knew them.
in the movie, they
changed
they
it,
just
yeah.
cut so much shit
Yeah.
out. They just changed it. Like to me, they changed it dramatically.
yeah,
Like from what you're hearing me say about the book to what you've seen,
it's totally different.
you could see her like, yeah, that's a totally fucking different
totally
story
different.
you're talking about. So for me, like watching the movie,
I get it. It's
was
different. Yeah.
it was a bummer. It was dude. Like okay, at the end when Mechagodzilla is in the movie, and he is he's like the fucking hardest shit
in
to
the
kill.
book?
In the book.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they did do that in the movie.
Yeah.
But what ends up whooping his ass is Ultraman. They had a lot of Japanese shit in there,
Well,
dude.
yeah. They I guess Gundam is their way of getting. They probably couldn't get rights to Ultraman for the movie.
Oh, dude, all the robots, they were giant like Japanese robots.
yeah.
So, and Ultraman was one of the main ones. As a matter of fact, Daido, he did a side quest with Sho and Z, and at the end of this quest, they won that pill. But because Daido didn't really like Z,
Yeah.
and Z was kind of like the one that like he beat the level. He's like, hey, you know what? Like just as a sign of good faith, you take the pill. It's like a little pill that gives you the power of Ultraman.
Yeah.
He gave it to Daido, and Daido's like, oh shit, like he bowed and shit. He's like, all right, he's like, you're not that bad. You're a good guy. Like
Yeah.
it made Daido like him.
So, but
So
it
when
was
Daido
Ultraman,
died,
though.
he left. He made Sho give that to Z.
Yeah.
So that's what he used to whoop
fight-
Godzilla's
yeah,
ass.
That's cool. Ultraman is that would have been pretty cool. I like the Gundam though. That was cool.
No, that was cool. That was cool.
For me, I didn't know any of that. So all the like references they did was really cool. I like.
See, reading the book kind of did ruin the experience for me, because I had different expectations story wise, and just seeing like a neutered version of the book doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It does not mean it's a bad movie at all. Watch out! Don't drop that.
I know.
it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just for me, I couldn't enjoy it because I had expectations.
Well, you knew the whole story in its entirety, and you saw the summarized, cut up version.
Yeah.
That was edited. Yeah, I get it.
They completely rewrote the shit
No,
out of the movie.
yeah. Well, in most, like, 90% of the cases, the books are better than the movies.
Even the quest for the keys were all different. Like, dude, way fucking different.
Was it not The Shining in the...
No.
In
the book, he has to recreate one of the levels. He has to recreate the complete movie of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
What?
Yeah, he has to recreate the whole movie.
Hilarious.
And then there's another one where he does this movie.
Does he have to do that or no?
Yeah.
That's the last one.
Well, no. At the last one, was it Joust?
It was a game though. It was kind of.
It might have been Adventure. Because they played so many fucking games. But
yeah.
But they had done this thing where a new game Holiday had created. It was like where you do your favorite movie and you're the main character and you have to do all the dialogue. Yeah. And if you get like do the accent and talk and do the motions the way they do it in the movie, you get extra points. But if you miss like your cue or miss a line, you get deducted points. So he did the movie called War Games. He did a movie called War Games, and he did a Monty Python and the Holy Grail because these are all like Holiday's favorite things.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. So they didn't do The Shining. So, but I do like that they did a movie level.
Yeah, The Shining, that was cool.
Like they didn't have to recreate it and reenact it, but it was cool what they did with The Shining.
But they had to explore them. I like the way they did it because they made it like
that was cool.
Like they had to explore the entirety of the movie as a maze.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That was cool. I did like that.
Like they were going through scenes and all. Yeah, the references were great. It was awesome. See, I still think the movie was great because I didn't read the book. I understand why you feel the way you do, but having not known what the book's about and not read it, I thought the movie was amazing. Like my review is mostly positive for it. Like I can't think of like something super bad about it. That's how like it's not a perfect movie, but it's super fun and enjoyable, and I would be glad to see it again.
It's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie, and I would watch it again. My advice is don't read the book, and you'll probably enjoy the movie.
Or read the book after.
Yeah. Read the book after. Because if you read the book and then you watch the movie, I don't know if you'll like it.
People say the same thing about Harry Potter. Like if you read the book before you watch the movie, it won't be as good. Or if you read the book after you watch the movie.
See, like I was that douchebag that was like, oh, I read the book, like, and I'm not that dude, but I was excited to read it, and I promised a friend I'd read it, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll read it.
And it's true, yeah.
I kind of hate that I read it now because it ruined the movie for me, And I was like, well, fuck, like this kind of sucks. I had like such high hopes that were kind of like not there. So we had two different experiences watching the movie. You didn't know shit about it, and you liked it. You enjoyed it.
I thought it was great.
I knew the book, and I was disappointed.
That's fair.
So I feel like if you read the book, I don't know if you'll like the movie.
Yeah. So to pretty much summarize our review, if you read the book, the movie won't be as good. It'll still be fun, but it won't be as good as you expect.
It's a fun movie. Yeah. It's a fun movie.
If you read the book, the expectations are high. So pretty much it's not going to be as good as you expect. If you haven't read the book, though, I think you're in for a treat. I think it's going to be an amazing movie.
Z instantly tells her he loves her, which is weird the way he does it in the movie.
I thought even regardless of the book aside, that was just kind of like...
No, because they build that up in the book. Yeah. They were in the book they'd been hanging out for months.
Yeah.
And like they went on virtual dates and all.
Oh, so that was like
they built they had a relationship that went on for months.
Yeah.
So when he tells her he loves her, it was instant. Yeah. They went out. She invites him to go out to a club. They go out. He dances with her for like 3 minutes, and then he tells her he loves her. It's like, what the fuck? Like, dude, slow down.
But it goes with what she was saying, how you're in this virtual reality and you're seeing what you want to see, and kind of
that was stupid though.
It was very sudden. I think they should have saved. I don't know. Yeah.
Like when they do that, when he tells me he loves her, weren't you kind of like?
But that was the book aside, that was just a weird scene in the movie. Like
it was awkward because there was no build up to that. It's just like, hey, we're hanging out. Hey,
it was just
I love you.
It was kind of like,
oh, fuck, why? We don't know each other.
It was kind of like, hey, you're pretty. You play video games and you're good. I love you.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
We were on the same page with the clues. I love. This is very like, all right.
That's what, like when I saw that in the movie,
it was very desperate
for me. I was like, oh my god. I was like, to me that was cringeworthy.
Yeah,
because I was like, they butchered that relationship.
Yeah,
they fucking butchered that relationship. But anyways.
It was cool though.
I think I've talked enough spoilers about the book. The movie, you talked about the movie.
Yeah, the movie was cool.
That's our review. If I didn't enjoy it as much as Eric,
For you, it was okay.
But
say, huh?
it wasn't a bad movie. It was not a bad movie. I would watch it again. I would totally watch it again.
I'm excited to watch it again.
Visually,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a fun-ass movie to watch.
So many characters, yeah.
It's fun. It's totally a fun movie. And if you're a gamer, even remotely a gamer,
Yeah.
you're going to love it.
There's so many references.
Yeah, it's like that alone was really fun for me to watch. Because I'm
Yeah.
not a hardcore gamer. You get me into
there's
most
so
of the
many
stuff that I'm
There's so many references I want to like go back and see. I thought I
But
saw,
it was
yeah.
cool. But like I'm an 80s kid, so like I
Yeah,
get all the
even
references.
those ones too. Yeah, it was
So
cool.
I got it. Like it was a fun movie for me.
The Zemeckis Cube, the one that turned back time, that was cool.
Not in the movie. Not in the book, I mean.
Not in the book. See, I'm glad about they added that. Then that was cool.
He did have something similar.
I like
though.
the Back
Wait,
to the Future references.
You know what?
Those are
That
cool.
might have been in the book. He did have something that did do that.
But my point is,
But I don't
I
know if
like
they
the Back
call
to the Future references
Did they
in the
call it
movie. It was cool.
Oh yeah, there was a lot.
It was cool.
They did keep some stuff from the book in the movie. But yeah, that's our review. So
Most positive for me. For you,
I think
I'd
this is
say,
the first time we review a movie where we don't agree. And for the most part,
Maybe.
we liked everything together. Like we tend to like a lot of the same shit.
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember what else.
I think
we
I'm a
reviewed,
little
yeah.
jaded though because I'm like,
Well, you read the book, but I liked it. Long story short, I liked it. You thought it was okay, right? Or no? Yeah, you thought it was meh.
you gave it an 8, I gave it a 5
There we go.
out of
Fair
10.
enough. All right,
So that's our review,
that's it.
and thanks for watching. If you watch this,
Yeah.
thank you, future us, for watching our own videos.
Thank you, future us and family members who are watching this when we're dead,
Hello, friends and family.
and the other 7 people browsing YouTube watching this. I don't know.
Oh, the way he got his extra life
This is
too
fun to do.
The way he
It's
got his
just
extra
fun
life in
to
the
do
book
these reviews. What?
was cool too. The way he got his extra life in the book was cool. It was cool in the movie.
Yeah.
I actually do like the way they did it in the movie too.
We're gonna get lost into this again. We should
yeah,
wrap this
anyways,
up. Yeah.
Thank you for watching this. Whoever watches this,
Thank you, people.
and that
this
is our
27 minute 26 when you
I
edit
think
it.
it's almost as long as our Star Wars
Yeah.
one. All right. Thank you for watching. That is all.
All right,
Over now.
out and over.